Hello everyone, I'm Beastly Eel, and in today's video we're going to be talking about my predictions of the next death battle. So the next death battle is going to be between Kratos from God of War versus Asura from Asura's Wrath. So Asura was one character I didn't really know too much about, so I had to do a lot of digging. So these two characters are so similar, it's disturbing. Kratos, we know, is the god of war. He was the god of war of the Mount Olympus in Greece for a while, obviously, and then jumped over to the Norse gods and became the god of war there. His big thing is he's super strong, super fast, super durable. I believe he even has a healing factor. Let's just make sure that's correct. I don't want to be completely wrong here. Let me see. Immortality, impressive strength. Hope. That's hilarious. Pandora's bar. Speed and reflexes. Doesn't say specifically. Like regenerative powers, but I would imagine because he's immortal, nigh invulnerable, so he can fall from great heights without being harmed. Speed and reflexes we already talked about. Agility, stamina. Regenerative healing factor. Here we go. So he allows him to heal and regenerate from injuries at a fast rate, making him able to recover from attacks that would normally kill other beings. He also generates even from being hit by divine beings or divine weapons, although in the case of divine weapons, they can still leave behind scars and scratches. He can focus his energy and rage to heal himself almost instantly from even severe injuries, and being able to heal from damage caused by the likes of Baldur and Thor. And his big thing is rage, which shouldn't be all that surprising because of who he is. Now, his powers are various. So he can absorb other people's powers. He has basically every ability of all the gods combined. He has a gifted intellect. He's a master tactician. He's a master leader. He's an expert deceiver. He's able to trick his enemies by making them use their own emotions to his advantage. He has an indomitable will. He's a master combatant, and he's also skilled in every weapon imaginable. You name the weapon, he has learned how to do it incredibly well. There's just so many things that it's unclear of what he can't do. However, to my knowledge, I don't think Kratos has ever died. Not to my knowledge. I'm going to go with a no. He can generate pretty much any element thanks to the power of the gods that he has absorbed. Granted, he normally has to hold their weapon to be able to do so. I believe his most powerful weapon was the Olympian sword, but it might be something different now that they added the Norse gods into it. So I don't actually know if it's still his strongest weapon. I'm going to go with sure. I'm going to say yes for now, but if I'm wrong on that, it doesn't really change too much. But I still think that has got to be the strongest weapon, because it's supposed to be the god killer. Then we have Asura. Now Asura, pretty much the same thing. The difference is these gods are not of a typical deity area, like a domain area, I guess is the best way to phrase it. So he was born a demigod. He's half human, half god, and he has very similar powers as to Kratos. Superhuman strength. He is superhuman speed, agility, and reflexes. He's durable and has incredible endurance. He has incredible stamina. He's a master at hand-to-hand combat. He's a swordsman, he's immortal, and he can self-resurrect. So apparently he's died many a times, and apparently if he just rages enough, he can come back from the underworld. Or the afterlife, I should say. He's a regenerative healing factor, but specifically so that he can regenerate limbs. I'm saying that for a reason. Apparently he can also survive in outer space, which is interesting. He has incredible indomitable will. He can resist soul manipulation, and his power comes from the mantra, Mantra is apparently like this energy source that the gods in his universe use, and his particular one is wrath, which is why when he rages, he's at his most strongest of all. Normally, though, I'll say it like this. Normally with him, when he's raging, it's normally because there's been injustice happening, and that normally is what gets him to rage out so much that he gets incredibly strong. He uses his bare fist mostly. This is tough because these two characters are gods in their own right. And they're god killers, let's be honest, too. And so the two of them combined, my first reaction when finding out that these two, after reading a little bit about these two, my thought process was Kratos was still going to win because he's a god killer and he's literally known to be just absorbing powers left and right. Asura, on the other hand, does very similar things, except he doesn't absorb their power. He just rages out and gets stronger. But based on what his abilities are, granted, they're not incredibly different than Kratos, but I think the big piece here is we have Kratos, who physically is strong and everything else, but we don't know the full extent of his regenerative factor. Whereas Asura can be killed, brought back to life without a problem, but also can have his limbs removed and still grow them back without a problem. So I feel like although Kratos might be stronger, I don't think it's significantly so. I don't think it's a huge power difference between the two. And if anything, I'm not going to lie to you, I really think Azura's stronger just because of the idea of him being able to withstand the vacuum of space, but that by itself is not enough for me to be like, oh, he can win. So I'm going to go with Kratos on strength, but I think Asura has the better durability and regenerative healing factor. So because of that, he can take all the extra hits that Kratos gives him, and Asura, on the other hand, will be able to break and rip off limbs, and he will not be able to regenerate them. Because I don't think he's ever regenerated full limbs. I was trying to look at that, and I couldn't see that he could actually regenerate full limbs, but I also don't think he ever gave his opponents the ability to, like he was cut for sure, don't get me wrong, but I don't think he was ever, like, sliced in a way where, like, body parts came off. It was just something that I never remember in the games whatsoever. I could be wrong, and if I am, please let me know in the comments, but I think for the most part, I am correct on that. Because I don't remember any of that. Yeah, because he still has the scars and everything else. So I'm gonna go with Asura as the winner of this death battle, mostly due to the fact of his healing factor and regenerative powers, and obviously resurrection, being able to outplay Kratos's, and the fact that all of Kratos's powers Asura has gone up against, and even the soul manipulation abilities that Kratos gets, Asura would still be able to resist that without a problem. And I still think that because of that, he'd be able to win, or at least even if he loses, comes back from the dead, rages out, comes back and kills him. And that would be it. Unless they do something with Kratos, because he's also the god of... Because he's not the god of the underworld, even though he killed him, didn't he? So I don't think he becomes that god. He's just the god of war, who kills all the other gods. I don't know. So, like, I don't think he can cheat death. So I'm going to stick with Asura as the winner of this death battle. I still think it's going to be a close one, but that's going to be my prediction for now. Mostly due to the fact of regenerative factor and his ability to resurrect and regenerate his limbs back. That Kratos has not been shown to be able to be done. And and Kratos, when he has been hit with divine abilities and things of that nature, he has still has the scars from it. So he doesn't fully heal, I guess the best way to phrase it. Like it wasn't there, I guess is the best way I want to describe it. But either way, Asura is the winner of this death battle in my opinion. Let me know in the comments who you think is going to win this death battle and why. And as always, if you like the content you see, please make sure to like and subscribe down below. Other than that, this is going to be Beastly Eel signing out. Have a wonderful night. Bye-bye.